Hi guys, it's me Sam here today. So today I wanted to do a video I saw Nikki Raven do, and I can't remember if she got this idea from someone else. So I will double check that and put it in the description box below, but I wanted to credit her because that's where I got the inspiration. She did this video about 10 palettes that make her happy, that pretty much bring her joy. And I thought that was a great idea. And so I pulled out some palettes so that we can talk about what brings me joy. And if you are excited about this, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you are new to my channel, hi, my name is Sam. I'm a makeup enthusiast. Makeup is my therapy. If you feel the same way, be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you can come back and see more content. So let's get into it. I kind of have one bonus one because there's like a new item that came into my life that is just so adorable. But let's get started on all the other things. So I'm kind of cheating a little bit too because some of these are like one palette, but they kind of belong to a family of things. But we're going to save those for later. The first one is the Wild, and this is no particular order. I do want to mention that because I can't rank them right now. There's just no time. But we're getting ready to go to the aquarium. So the first one I want to talk about is the Wild Jaguar. I just love the packaging on these palettes, but really what brings me joy about this palette is the color story inside. I'm holding it upside down. I did not expect to love this as much as I do. When I put this on my eyes or I start to play with this, it just brings me so much joy. I get so excited. I love the formula in this. I love the color story. When I see this palette, it makes me super happy. Like you would have to literally pry this from my cold dead hands. Love this palette so much. So definitely this one would be one of them. The next palette I don't use very often, but I love the packaging and I love the color story so much that sometimes I just look at it. I just open it up just to look at it. And it is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Prism palette. It's a little dusty because it's that velvety texture, collects lint and stuff. But I just love the packaging. I love the black, how rich the black is. I love this little symbol here with the gold. And then when you open it up, it's just so fun. And I think like if this color story was released today, it would be really popular and unique. But I feel like a lot of the ABH palettes were ahead of their time. Like the modern renaissance now is like blowing up all those berry tones and everything like that. I just feel like, yeah, this is a color story that I think people would love right now. But it just brings me joy. When I open it, I just love the colors. I love the jewel tones. I love that bright lime color. And I don't use this very much, but sometimes when I'm just thinking about what I'm going to use, I open this up and it gives me ideas that sometimes reaches me into the direction of other palettes, but it's inspiring. And so that's why I love this palette. The next one is purely because my family, my kids, and none of us can stop enjoying the movie Encanto. And we sing the Bruno song over and over and over again to the point that my son goes crazy. But he still loves the movie, and it's the Alamar Cosmetics Encanto palette. I actually really love the color story as well. It's just a beautiful, lush green looking palette. It makes you think of spring. It makes you think of summer. It makes you think of tropical things, tropical places. And yeah, I love it so much. And who doesn't love Disney? I mean, there's people out there that don't love Disney, but I love Disney and my kids love Disney. And this movie is so much fun. And yeah, I love this. The next one is a color story. The outside packaging isn't what draws me in, it's the inside. And it is the Natasha Denona Zendo palette. The palette is, just that bronze reflective stuff going on. But the inside just gives me colorful with sophistication. And that's what I love about this palette so much. It makes me feel very grown up. and mature, but also gives me excitement of color, and it's not just like all bronze. So I love this palette so much. It brings me so much joy, makes me so happy. So yes, I love that. The next palette is something that is sentimental to me, but not sentimental, if it makes any sense. It is the Mel Cosmetics Mariposa palette. And obviously, I didn't work with Mel to make this palette or anything like that, but the symbolism of the palette makes me have memories of people that I loved. My grandmother was a big fan of the Sacred Heart symbol, so this just brings me so much joy here. She has a cute little puppy hidden here in this butterfly, which I lost a little mini schnauzer, and I don't know if that's a mini schnauzer, but she looks a lot like my Chloe, and that just brings me joy. And butterflies. I just love the packaging of this palette. It's also very luxe and weighted, which is nice. And then the color story is bomb. Like, there's no way around it. This is a bomb color story. I love the greens. I love the berry tones. This is a gorgeous through and through palette. The execution is just stellar, and I absolutely love it. And this is the one of the few palettes that I have kept the outside packaging because of the Sacred Heart on there. It's just so beautiful. All right, another palette that it's the inside. It's what's on the inside that counts. It's the Natasha Denona Circo Loco palette. I know this palette makes people crazy because it's just too colorful. They don't like the order of the shadows, whatever. I love this palette. When I open this palette, it brings me joy. The colors scream happy. And yeah, I absolutely love this palette. Yeah, there's not much I can say else. This next one is definitely primarily the packaging. When I pull this out, or my kids are playing through my makeup and they pull this out, they love this palette and I love it too. It is the Glam Light ice cream palette. The like sprinkles in here that move around, and the reflective gold cone, and just the tie-dye background. It just screams happy summer, spring. And the color story inside is really beautiful as well. It is a bulkier palette, but just, I don't know. This is just a beautiful palette that if you have a big enough space, you can display it because it's just so cutesy, and I think this is great. It brings me so much happiness when I see it. The next one is a palette I actually have not used, but it still brings me joy when I see it, and it's the Gucci Floral palette, and it's absolutely stunning, and the packaging is heavy and luxe and really glorious, and the color story is pretty inside. I haven't used it again, but the reason why it brings me joy is because literally my husband bought this for me and put it in my Christmas stocking, and it's just such a luxe, expensive product that I did not expect my husband to pick up for me, and it just makes my heart want to burst, like, with joy seeing it, because it was just a beautiful surprise gift. And we don't usually exchange gifts on Christmas because we have 3 kids and we spend a lot of money giving them things that they want or need. And, we're adults and we just don't feel like it's necessary. We want something, we can just pick it up. So the fact that my husband went out of his way, picked this up, and at the time it was sold out, and it makes me so happy that he was just so thoughtful. So I love that palette. The next palette that I wanted to talk about is the Star Wars Mandalorian The Child's palette. This is just so freaking adorable. I love Star Wars, so I have like all of them, and I can't include them all. But this one is my favorite one of the 3. And I love the color story. I did a video and a look with this that, oh my God, that look, I love. It's one of my favorite looks that I've ever done. And I really fell in love with the cool tones with this palette, and I love it. It's so cute. It makes me so happy when I see this little guy here. He's just so cute. And yeah, the next one I also haven't used. And it's part of a whole collection, but I really am just gonna pick one, and it is the Dr. Seuss Green Eggs and Ham palette. And the reason why I love this is because my name is Samantha, and I have 3 kids, so we've read all the Dr. Seuss books to the kids. We live in Massachusetts. We have a bunch of the books here, and I am Sam. I eat green eggs and ham, so the kids love that. And when me and my husband got married, we had already had the kids. We had already bought our house. We got married in our backyard. And we did our own vows. I actually used the parts of the story of Green Eggs and Ham to say to my vows, like I would eat you on a train. I wouldn't eat you here. I wouldn't eat you there. I basically said I would marry you in a train. I would marry you in a house. I would marry you here. I would marry you there to my husband. And so this is like very cute and sentimental to me that, you know, because our love for our kids and our love for each other. And to boot, the color story is actually really, really adorable. I do plan on using these at some point, but I haven't gotten around to that. I didn't know if anybody would be interested in a video on it because they're kind of older, and I know iHeart Revolution doesn't have the best reputation for quality, but the palette is super adorable. And I love that it has like this mix of matte and shiny texture on the palette. It's just super cute, compact, and all of them are really adorable. But yeah, I had to pick that one because of that reason. So the other one I wanted to mention, it's kind of like an honorable mention, is new to me. So like I literally just got it a couple days ago, but it does make me happy. And so I figured I'm gonna throw it in here. And it is the Sweet as Can Be Winnie the Pooh collab with Colourpop. And the color inside, the packaging, they pretty much freaking killed it with this. And I am a huge Winnie the Pooh fan. Actually, my kids don't really care for Winnie the Pooh that much. I've tried to push it on them because I love Winnie the Pooh as a child. I was a huge fan of Piglet. Pink was my favorite color, and he was so small and cute. And I was very petite as a child. I was always like the smallest one. I had 2 younger siblings, but I was always smaller than my siblings. So yeah, I related so much with Piglet and the Winnie the Pooh series. So I couldn't resist, and it just makes me so happy. It really, really makes me happy. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know what palettes in your collection make you happy, what brings you joy. I think this was like a really fun video idea because I do play with my makeup as a form of therapy, as a way to make myself feel good for the day, as a way to kind of build myself up. And there are palettes and makeup brands out there making palettes that just scream joy. So yeah, if you stayed this long in the video, I just want to say thank you. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you making the choice to stay here and hang out with me. And until next time, see you later. Love you. Bye.